Little People, Big World's Tori and Zach Roloff detail son Jackson's scary accident that landed him in urgent care. Fans are always ready to hear updates on Zach and Tori Roloff's family, and parents everywhere can relate to a story the Little People, Big World stars shared about their 7-year-old son Jackson's freak-dumb accident on a recent episode of their podcast, Raising Heights. As Tori explained it, she had just come home from a trip she took to Disneyland with friends when disaster struck. I came home, I was home for maybe an hour. We had just eaten dinner, and we were having so much fun, just catching up. The kids were playing soccer with Zach, she began. Apparently, the family was playing in the entryway of their home, which Tori described as very spacious, with tons of room to play. So what happened next was a surprise. Yeah, we were just playing soccer. We were having a great time, Zach said. Lila's turned into quite the little soccer player. But then Jackson slipped on the rug. He went a little too hard trying to save the ball and slammed right into the arm of one of our chairs, added Tori. And like the chairs that are in our entryway, they're pretty, cushioned, she continued. I've never thought of those chairs. I've always thought of the hearth. They're going to hit their head on the hearth, or they're going to hit their head on the coffee table. Those have always been my scary don't play around those things, but I never once thought these chairs would ever be an issue. Unfortunately, Jackson managed to hit the exposed wood on one of the chairs, which split open the back of his head. Bad, 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 Zach said, going on to say that Tori responded brilliantly, especially since she had a problem in the past with panicking when the kids get hurt. She expresses so much concern and anxiety and fear onto our kids when they get hurt. She'll gasp and it makes her feelings the dominant feelings, and the kids are looking right at her, so then they proceed to cry, get scared. Whatever else, Zach explained. She's gotten a lot better at being calm, he added. You know, it's all about how you're projecting yourself to your kids in that scenario. It's not about how you feel and expressing how you feel. It's about, in my opinion, the child and how they feel, and what feelings should you be portraying to them in that situation. It helps the child stay calm. Feel like you almost panicked last night, Tori interjected. I did not panic. I saw a lot of blood coming out, Zach clarified, explaining that he was focused on solutions and getting Jackson into the bathroom away from his siblings, Lila and Josiah. The mother of 3 then took Jackson, who never cries, to urgent care, with the little boy acting impressively tough throughout the ordeal, though he finally broke down. It wasn't until they put the staples in that he cried, and I cried because I just can't handle watching him be in pain, Tori admitted. Then obviously they had to go out for ice cream, Zach joked. Obviously I had to get him Dairy Queen on the way home, and he was fine after that, Tori agreed. I would just like to point out that 0 children went to the urgent care when you were gone, Zach pointed out. Little People, Big World stars. Zach and Tori Roloff have a lot going on with 3 young kids, but recently, the TLC personalities experienced more chaos than usual in the form of a house fire, prompting Tori to issue an important reminder to her followers. On Friday, September 20, Tori took to her Instagram stories to share details about a kitchen fire at their Battleground Wash home. Okay, for those asking about the fire yesterday that happened in our toaster oven, I burnt some cinnamon rolls. That's all it was, she said in a clip. I think when I opened up the door to the toaster, it let the oxygen in, and it just took off. On Friday, September 20, Tori took to her Instagram stories to share details about a kitchen fire at their Battleground Wash home. Okay, for those asking about the fire yesterday that happened in our toaster oven, I burnt some cinnamon rolls. That's all it was, she said in a clip. I think when I opened up the door to the toaster, it let the oxygen in, and it just took off. Tori explained that she was cooking fish, got distracted, and forgot about the cinnamon rolls. As her eldest son, Jackson, 7, lamented not having any of the tasty pastries to enjoy, she agreed, telling him, I want cinnamon rolls too, but I burnt them. Tori continued in another video segment. This is also your PSA to have your fire extinguisher somewhere in your house, because we put ours in the garage when we redid our floors and never put it back in my pantry. It's now back in my pantry. It seems Zach and Tori got the situation under control without needing to call the fire department or seek medical care for any of their family members. In addition to Jackson, They share a daughter, Lila, 4, and a son, Josiah, 2. Hopefully, this branch of the Roloff family will soon enjoy homemade cinnamon rolls, just without the added drama of their toaster oven catching on fire. Little People, Big World's Zach Roloff issues. Blunt PSA about public urinals and dwarfism. Zach Roloff is not holding back when it comes to his opinions about urinals and public restrooms. The Little People, Big World alum, 34, shared his blunt views regarding bathrooms during the Thursday, John 16, episode of his and his wife, Tori Roloff's Raising Heights podcast, where they discussed all things IAC. Little People, Big World's Zach Roloff issues. Blunt PSA about public urinals and dwarfism. Zach Roloff is not holding back when it comes to his opinions about urinals and public restrooms. The Little People, Big World alum, 34, shared his blunt views regarding bathrooms during the Thursday, Jan 16, episode of his and his wife, Tori Roloff's Raising Heights podcast, where they discussed all things ick. Men's bathrooms have urinals, and there's a short one. There's 50 million tall ones, and then there's one short one, Zach began before recalling the story that sparked his rant. And then I walk into the bathroom, and there's one 6'2" dude in there, and do you know what urinal he's using? He's using the short one. Why do you think that is? Tori, 33, asked, to which her husband replied, because it's the first one you hit, so you have to walk a few more feet down to use your appropriate size urinal. And I walk in, and I stand behind him. Because you can't use the tall ones, Tori continued. I cannot. The tall ones are like up here, Zach explained, raising his hand to his chest. They're 3 feet tall. I don't know if it's a kid thing or I don't know if it's a handicap, ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act thing. Zach went on to say that people need to be more aware and use common sense when it comes to public restroom etiquette, noting that there are case-by-case exceptions. Either way, same principle applies, he added. Maybe at a sporting event at the end of the game, if every urinal is full. Anyone with dwarfism will hear me loud and clear on this. This is a known thing. This is a very known thing. Tori then signed off on the former TLC personality's PSA. Stop using the first urinal. Wives, tell your husbands. Fans of the longtime couple were quick to support Zach and Tori in the comments section of the post, with one social media user writing, "Love your conversations, all humorous, serious, and informative. Thank you." Another said, "Zach, I admire the way you carry yourself. You have such confidence. The way you talk and handle things with such grace is something I respect a lot. You're a great example of how to own who you are and not let anything hold you back. Tori is lucky, and you guys are such a cool team." Reality TV fans were first introduced to Zach and the rest of the Roloff family when Little People, Big World premiered on TLC in 2006. Zach and Tori started dating in 2011 after meeting on the Roloff family farm the year before, and tied the knot in 2015. They share 2 sons, Jackson and Josiah, and a daughter, Lila. One day before the season 25 finale of the long-running reality series, Zach and Tori announced their exit via their podcast in April 2024. I think the chapter has closed regardless of us being asked back or not. We've made it pretty clear we're done with that chapter for multiple reasons, Zach said at the time. Little People, Big World's Tori Roloff gives fans chills. With beautiful moments of family, Little People, Big World star Tori Roloff often shares personal updates on social media, but her latest video featuring beautiful moments with her husband and kid had fans grabbing tissues. On March 23rd, Tori took to Instagram with a mashup of clips highlighting some of the best times of her life. The first one showed her and her husband, Zach Roloff, tenderly kissing on their wedding day. Other clips feature the birth of their first child, Jackson, and him through the years before adding his sister, Lila, to the family. Their younger brother, Josiah, was, of course, included in addition to precious memories with all 3 children. "Too many of these moments to remember," Tori declared in the caption. Meanwhile, one Instagram fan exclaimed, "I absolutely love these pics." I cried, smiled, laughed. Yet another commented, "This brought tears to me. Thank you for continuing to share. What a beautiful family. God is good." For fans who want to relive some of the moments Tori highlighted, all 25 seasons of Little People, Big World can be streamed on Max. Saints.